He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your wills and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married? Is you single? Meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Children when they tripping, is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door. Speak the mind, you get the flow. Tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.
Woo! Woo! Happy weekend, everybody. Happy weekend. This is the channel with Spitting Fire. All right, we gotta be talking about some stuff. Okay, we're gonna be talking about some stuff. And listen, if you hadn't joined us, okay, please make sure you join our membership because I had just changed our membership like a couple years ago, and I was going to give people exclusive content that others don't get, you know, in the tiers of the membership. But I decided that playing games and giving people the opportunity to win some of their money back would be the best way for the memberships. So make sure you sit up there and become a member, okay? All right? Because we play games and people have won money here on this channel. And also, if you want to sit up there and see some of the MIB. This is the MIB. This is what we read transcripts and stuff like that in the R. Kelly case. We're going to also do it in Weinstein and Diddy and so many other cases around the way, all right? So if you want to catch up on some things and just to get familiar with some things, you know, do so. Now, these videos are long in length because, again, we're reading transcripts. So make sure you pick one, watch it in a section, make it like a series, okay? Like you make it as if you are binge watching your favorite program, all right, here on the MIB. And that's on Rumble, all right? The post is in my post community chat. And you could definitely go over there, you know, sign up and subscribe to Rumble, all right? Make sure you do that because I'm uploading old videos so you guys understand a lot of the things I'm talking about before I go over there with current issues, all right? So make sure you also do that as well. I just wanted to make sure that I'm going to be mentioning that periodically, all right? But we got to be talking about some stuff, right? Now, first of all, I want to put up my disclaimer, okay? If you are listening to my channel around children, please don't, because my channel is not for children. The name of this channel is Spitting Fire, all right? And it's not intended for children, nobody under the age of 18, because I use aggressive language, okay? Plenty of cuss words. Sometimes it's deliberate, sometimes it's passionate, but this is Spitting Fire, and this is what you're going to get, all right? So I want to make sure everybody do that. Hey, Ashley, I appreciate you coming in and being a member. So is you, Angie. I appreciate you guys so very much for watching. And all 42 of you that's in the bushes, okay? I don't know what this bushes is, but I know that some of you are coming home from work from the weekend, ready to stop by the store, get your wine, or you at the beauty salon, or you at the nail salon, and all that kind of thing on this nice, beautiful day, or you out and about doing some shopping, listening to me on your phone or in your car. That's all good and dandy, all right? That's all good and dandy, okay? Hello, listen to me 301. Anthony Logistics, how you doing? And everybody, and welcome here to the channel Spitting Fire. I am the Dragon, all right? And I definitely going to be speaking on some things. Now, first thing first, we're going to be talking about Donald Trump. Now, whether you are a Trump supporter or you're not a Trump supporter or whatever else, I am a channel here on the channel Spitting Fire. There's a lot of people who support the Me Too movement. I am anti-liberation, okay? I do not support the Me Too movement. I do not support Black Lives Matter. I do not support the LGBTQ organization. I do not support the NAACP. I do not support organizations. All right. Doesn't mean I don't like gay people or nothing like that. I have them all in my family and everything else. I'm talking about the organizations. I do not like these organizations. To me, they are a scam. All right, they are a scam. It doesn't signify black people. It doesn't signify you a Democrat. It doesn't signify shit, but you giving money and help promoting scams, not knowing that you're doing so. All right, and so I just want everybody to understand that before you sit up there and subscribe to my channel. I'm not the one to beg for subscribers because I say things that most people don't like. All right, I'm a straight shooter and I hold people accountable. Okay, and I want you to do the same with me because some of y'all call me out on my BS. All right, we all perfect, but we all not perfect, but we all gotta understand that sometimes we need to be called out on our bullshit, and we need to be grown enough to be able to accept when we being called out on our bullshit. Now, there's been a lot of talk going around that if Diddy is convicted, will Trump pardon him? I'm all for that shit, and as a matter of fact, I want Trump to pardon R. Kelly. All right, because here's why. In my neck of the woods and what I advocate for, which is men's rights over here, all right, I do not believe, because just as much women as y'all want to support women and the Me Too movement, we give birth to men too. Our vaginas and our ovaries, okay, don't just give birth to women. So I don't know why you women are just so founded. Women need to take up for women. No, bitch, you done had some men come out your pussy too because you got a son. All right. And if a woman charged your son with some things and you know you raised him better, you're not going to believe her. It will have to be you see it on videotape and her screaming no for you to believe what you want to believe. All right. So you got to give the extended same courtesy to the men out here. One of the reasons why I don't believe a lot of these victims is because the back and forth that they do. And then they get the excuse, it was my job. Like that's a poor excuse. And for people who do not like to be held accountable, for people who believe that, you know, in the struggle and know what it's like being in the struggle, we just don't believe that. You know, especially if you're a bologna sandwich baby like me. If you're a hot dog and pork and bean baby like me. You know what I'm saying? If you was the type of person that cut them shorts when your pants got small when you was a kid like me. When you went outside and played in your white pumpkin seeds and your jelly shoes like me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I grew up in that era. And we didn't have much and we didn't know nothing about name brand shit. But we had common sense and we was a lot smarter before we had these internet services that we have today. I'm telling you, what this movement has done, the Me Too movement and Time's Up movement and Mute R. Kelly, they made women not be accountable for the choices that they make. You still got to be accountable for the choice you made. You sit up there and say this man, Diddy, I word you, but yeah, you stayed. You stayed to continuously getting violated. So at that point, it's not a violation, it's a relationship. You know what I mean? And what's so funny about it, what's so interesting about it is that I see right through the shit. Right? People saying that this girl, Mia, right? She go holding her head down and can't talk all this and that. She doing that shit and can't look at him because she lying. Right? She's supposed to be friends with Cassie and everything else, but all the while Cassie is sitting up there jealous of Kim Porter and Gina, she don't understand she got to be jealous of her friend because her friend was fucking Diddy too. Because at the same time, like I told y'all before, all this, he sexually assaulted me. He just put me in his mouth. And then he just did me on a hammock. And then he just took me in the kitchen and put his hands up in. Nah, that sounds like y'all was fooling around behind people's back, which is we know rich men to do. And you was fooling around with him behind Cassie's back. Now let's keep it a buck. And we go act like women are not attracted to men with money. We know it's attractive. You could be a hoe, you could be a prostitute, you could be a gold digger, you could be whatever. But it is attractive to be attracted to men who have means. It's just always been that way. That's why a lot of women are attracted to pastors, leaders, and all kinds of stuff. It's attractive to us. It's attractive to someone who made something of themselves, who became rich and all this and that. Now, I'm not saying all good rich men are good people. They're not. Not all of them are good people. Some of them motherfuckers are some deviant demons and everything else. But some of the women who accept that behavior, you got to take accountability for it. And I don't respect a woman who's not taking accountability for it, because as long as he was still on top, as long as he had the riches, as long as he was paying you what you wanted to be paid or substantiating the lifestyle that you love, you wouldn't have never been on the stand talking about some you was SA'd. And I'm just going to keep it a buck with you. And women want to act as if that all, like the R. Kellys and the Diddys, they not attracted to that. Now, we done seen concerts with women screaming and all this and that and do all this and groupies. All women prosecutors want to make it seem as if women are not attractive to rich men. They are. Even if they your boss, they are. It's attractive. You standing by this woman every day, every motherfucking day, and you talking to Cassie, and you doing her motherfucking man. You see what I'm saying? And I believe that's the Hollywood way. You doing it. But yeah, you get on the stand, you crying, you can't look at him because he just violated you so much, but you kept on going. Now, one thing I can say, and I'm gonna get back to some things, but one thing I want to say is, you black media. Now, I did call out a lot of content creators yesterday, the day before, and all week. I give kudos to all those who went to New York to cover the trial. It takes a lot of resources and things like that to do so. To go somewhere else that you don't live to cover something, all right? And to go against mainstream media. But I don't know, something happened last week. I don't know if they had a meeting in the hallway. I don't know if they talked to the bailiffs in the courtroom or the prosecutors, but I noticed that a lot of bloggers changed their tune after the second week of this trial. And I don't know what the fuck going on, but I tell you what, I'm clever enough to know and see what I see. Even with Denat, even with all the rest of them. Like when some people not, it's Stephanie Sattel, she's always been pro Me Too. And I understand that. But y'all get out there and say that y'all bias free, and then under the same breath saying you advocate for victims. You cannot advocate for victims and believing that they are victims and then say you giving bias free media coverage. It doesn't go that way. I've seen a lot of you say that. It does not go that way. Bias free media coverage means you are exceeding what the prosecutor is doing on direct as well as what they're doing on cross-examination. But I seen a twist happen within the last week or so. And I'm thinking somebody said something to somebody to let them know if they change their tune, they may get some incentives. All right? Now, I already know that y'all couldn't say me a name, real name, and some of y'all figure it out. I don't give a damn to figure it out here on this channel on Spitting Fire. Now, I did advocate for Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, but I stopped right there because it's too much and it's too draining. But with this Diddy shit, by me being a lot of anti-government when it comes to RICO with our black men, I know the difference, right? But even with white men, I just feel like the RICO statute should not be used whenever somebody call a Me Too in New York. I just find that to be biased in itself. But I'm upset with President Trump for not even being the person who's a victim of that. That's not the first fucking executive order you signed into play, right? But I am glad that, it was talk, because they said that Diddy has a lawyer, which is, I think her name is Shapiro, or whatever, that is working on the appeal process because they know they probably going to lose. This is the home of the Me Too movement. And because New York is that, it's very hard to find a jury don't think like the New Yorkers think. They believe that anybody claimed to be a Me Too, then that person is particularly guilty, okay? Now, what I want to say is, if we don't believe that, I don't believe that here on the channel Spitting Fire. Our fire flames know better. A lot of people are, they are shocked to hear what was being said in the courtroom. I've been through this with Bill Cosby, and I've been through this with R. Kelly, so we're not shocked. We already knew what was going to happen. We already knew about the continuous denials he was going to get. Brian Stills was raising up a lot of mistrials. At this point, he just putting it on the record that he asked for it to document it, so it'll help with appeals and things of that nature. He knows this judge is not going to do it. As a matter of fact, the judge is not going to do it because the judge got orders. The judge is not going to get a call from the governor to why you mistrial this case when we are a whole state, whether it's state or federal, push and be the home of the women's rights movement. So that's not going to happen. And we know that from off the rip. But the point I'm making is him getting convicted, in my eyes, would not be because they proved it. It would simply be because it's the home of the women's rights movement. And that's what I've been trying to tell everybody for a long time. Now, I remember I was watching earlier today different content creators, because I like to watch different content creators to get a different perspective of what they believe that happened. Now, a lot of them tell the same story and take the same notes, but they come with this non-common sense factor. You get what I'm saying? None at all. And they always pro-victim. If you are a victim yourself and you turn content creator and you think you could be biased, you're not. You're not. You know, I would rather for you to be like Tisa Tells, already going in there biased, already believing it because you've seen the video of him whooping Cassie ass. That's understandable to be biased though. But at the same time, I always speak that we still want our men, whether they're guilty or not, to have due process. And this is not a RICO case. And they can just sit up there and put RICO because they plan on y'all emotion. Now, earlier today, I found it to be so profound. And that lets me be known that young men, and like I was talking about Armand Wiggins, I liked his channel, I really do. But when it comes to commentary and stuff like that, I often disagree with them. And I don't know, it's because we just have a whole different viewpoint. I'm not saying his is wrong, I'm not saying mine is wrong, it's just a whole different viewpoint. The same as with Deny. I showed Deny because it was his internet and he just went viral on some other shit that had nothing to do with Diddy. I thought it was, entertaining and funny. But he said something today or earlier today or late last night, I can't remember. But he said something like, well, we seen this with R. Kelly and we seen this. First of all, these are two different things, okay? Two different things, even though it's similar in nature in the way that they're prosecuting this. All right, this is why I have Rumble. This is why I told you to go to Rumble, because ain't none of them read the transcript when it came to R. Kelly. It's worse than Diddy. In other words, the excuses of what these women were saying was ridiculous. And yet this man doing 30 years from some ridiculous shit. But in that case, we got prosecutors making sure that these women get Section 8 for testifying. All this type of illegal stuff that is not supposed to be was going to fly. Why? Because a documentary came out and already tainted the world. The same as what they did with Diddy. They come at you and tear down your character. And I see it. And no one else acts as if they see it. So I don't know what happened last week, but I believe a lot of YouTubers were told to give a different perspective when it comes to this case. Because I'm seeing everybody talking about some now. Mia is the one who put the nail in the coffin for Diddy. The case is just half over. The cross ain't even bringing their witnesses. And then first it was Capricorn and all this and that. Well, the first person that actually is telling the truth about what happened today is the main person that was biased. And that was Tisa Tells. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought Donat said he was going to be biased. I thought Armand said he was going to be bias free. And Donat said he was going to be bias free. All of them are strictly straight bias. And that's not what we need. We don't need that because you don't want to advocate for women or victims. We need it to make sure justice prevails, rather whatever it may be. If he's guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, we need to make sure that the government do exactly what they're supposed to do without breaking any laws to do so. But at the same time, if he's innocent and this is not a RICO, we need to be making sure, hey, he may be guilty of domestic violence as we seen, but this is not a RICO. And somewhere by last week, something happened. Something happened in that courtroom, okay? Something happened. Somebody spreaded something on the sidewalk. Something happened because it was a lot of different things. And I just found it to be so interesting that how they just was all criming around Gene Deal as if he was that deal. Like, I'm just not understanding that. Like, he was Puffy's bodyguard. Nothing more, nothing less. Oh, he was telling us about Puffy all the time. These people had a choice. They didn't have to work for Puffy. They ain't working for Puffy now. So the fact that you're not working for him now or didn't work for him when he was arrested, the argument of I didn't have a choice, that seemed to go down the toilet with me, but nobody is thinking about that. So let's listen to what Tisa had to say, okay? Because Tisa had a lot to say, right? She had a lot to say, and she was not happy. She's against Diddy, right? She's against Diddy. A lot of people are against Diddy. But I honestly, make sure you go over there and check out Tisa Tales. I don't like taking nobody's commentary, but she is upset. And this was the honest thing she has ever said that I noticed. So let's listen to what she had to say.
The second one, he is gross and morally bankrupt, and he should really be ashamed about the way. The jury should be ashamed. The prosecution has a problem with Mia. Mia's testimony yesterday had everybody. Hold on, let me go. Mia's testimony yesterday had everybody in a chokehold. However, hold on, I'm trying to get this together. But from what we saw today, Mia has lost the jury. Again, Mia has lost the jury. Brian still has them, but it was still disturbing behavior.
Okay, so Brian still has cross-examined Mia. And everybody was talking about Mia was credible from sources that are not from sources that are like bloggers that are not experienced to make that analysis that, oh, she's a credible witness, I believe her, she is, or whatever. This is the first coverage that they ever had. And they don't know the weight to bring their commentary in and just report what they see. They need to sit up there and take book page off R. Kelly playbook. There is some R. Kelly bloggers there, and I don't know why they ain't teaching these people how to blog. But let's listen. Okay, this is what she did a couple hours ago. Now, what I just showed you, she's still on live, but that was at the beginning of her live. I think she's more and so until an hour in, and so that's why I only wanted to play a clip of it. But let's listen to what she said a couple hours ago when Brian Steele first started cross-examining Mia. Let's listen.
Talk about too. Let me talk about them Atlanta people. Brian Steele, Xavier, Miss Westmoreland. They are a problem. This is not my, listen, in a perfect world, he would have Mark Agnifilo up there every day. I don't know if Mark Agnifilo is a great lawyer with other stuff. I know that with Diddy, he'd be missing the jury. However, Brian Steele, Westmoreland, and Xavier, baby, they are too good.
Woo! Shit! What did she say? What did she say? What did she say? Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm bringing this again.
Talk about too. Let me talk about them Atlanta people. Brian Steele.
She ain't like that. She got to give it to you. She got to get, as biased as she is, she got to give it to him. So that's why I said the bloggers that are pro Mia and pro Capricorn, they're not telling you the truth. This one right here is the most biased one of all. We already know what Tisa coming at and where she coming from, but she gotta tell it. It kills her to say it, but she gotta tell it. And at this moment, and at this point, because she said all of the damaging stuff that these women claim that Diddy have done, she says it. She believed Cassie, she says it. But to be honest, even when it hurts you to the core, these motherfuckers are good. When she say it, I'm like, okay, all right. I got a new, we don't see eye to eye, because she Me Too supporter. I'm not. But I gotta respect that shit though. I gotta respect that though. Let's listen. Listen to her. I'm gonna turn it up and I'm gonna turn my mic down. I'm not gonna play it all because she's still reporting this new. So she need to get all her views. So make sure you go over there and check it out. All right. So let's listen. I'm turning it up and I'm gonna turn my mic down.
I'm gonna give it straight. If the prosecution has a great day, I'm gonna tell y'all. And the prosecution has had a lot of great days. But if the defense has a great day, we all have to talk about it too. Let me talk about them Atlanta people. Brian Still, Xavier, Miss Westmoreland. They are a problem. This is not my, listen,
do y'all hear that? I'm gonna play it one more time. And this time I'm gonna show y'all, okay? I'm gonna show y'all. Let's listen.
Okay? Now, hear me out on this, right? But y'all know I'm gonna give it straight. If the prosecution has a great day, I'm gonna tell y'all. And the prosecution has had a lot of great days. But if the defense has a great day, we all have to talk about it too. Let me talk about them Atlanta people. Brian Still, Xavier, Miss Westmoreland. They are a problem. This is not my, listen, in my perfect world, he would have Mark Agnifilio up there every day. I don't know if Mark Agnifilio is a great lawyer with other stuff. I know that with Diddy, he'd be missing the jury. However, Brian Still, Westmoreland, and Xavier, baby, they are too good. Every time they're up there, I'll be looking like, I hope they sit down. They are too good at what they do. They're too good at instilling doubt in the jury's mind. And I hope to God they don't have to cross-examine anybody else. Arlene, Texas.
So when you hear, all right, they mad. Make sure y'all get the lights up. They mad at what I'm saying. Get the lights up, y'all. Get the lights up. So when you hear this, right, and it comes from someone like her, right? She said, I don't want Brian Still. But didn't I not tell y'all the other day, Agnifilio, he needs not to do the closing. He needs not to cross. Because he's not connected to black people. He needs not to cross. I said, but you need still been, he got black. He spent 2.5 years with goddamn Thug and the whole goddamn YSL gang. He know the vernacular. He know the lingo. He done went at it with a black judge. He knows it. Westmoreland is in the culture. So you know damn well she know it. I said it the other day. I spoke this shit the other day. Who needs to break it down? It needs to be Steele and Westmoreland. Tear their ass up. And let me tell you something else. If Diddy was good, yeah, you know who else I will hire? If Diddy was good, you know who else I would tell Agnio he can help direct how they do it. I would damn sure bring Max in there. Go get Max. Max Lock, go get Max. Who cross-examined Woody? We need Max up in this bitch. We need to bring Atlanta to New York and show them how we do this shit. If you had Brian, Westmoreland, and Max, that goddamn judge gonna be like, motherfucker. I'm telling you, if you, Don't let Max cross you. Max go cross your motherfucking ass. They wanted to fight Max. They wanted to fight Max. And if he listening to me, he needs to go hire that damn man. I need this man. I need this man. You need that man, Diddy, before the prosecutor rests their case. You need Max to kill the rest of the prosecutor's witnesses. I said it. Affidilio is out of touch. Like Greenberg, they out of touch. You a good attorney for some white collar guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like some corporation shit, you know? But as far as black folks need some cultural relation, you know, even if you're a white man, if you got a lot of black clients, you kind of related. You understand the culture. He don't understand it. And I said that the other day. I said he needs to sit down. He never needs to cross. If I was Diddy, I would stop him from doing cross. You cannot do cross. I want Steele and Westmoreland. Even if I lose this case, it's going to be good for my appeal. I want Steele and Westmoreland. And as a matter of fact, how much would Max Sharp be? How much it cost him to get him? Let's buy out the rest of his motherfucking court cases and bring his ass down here to New York. Yeah, you need that. Yeah, you need that. You need it. You need it. I would do it. I don't understand why they wouldn't do it. I don't understand why he wouldn't do it. I definitely would do it. Because of the simple fact is, she had to say it. She said it on 2 videos, y'all. She said it 2 hours ago. And she's saying it now. She like, that goddamn Brian Steele, he tearing their asses apart. So what he said was, and people want to know, how you know, spitting fire, don't worry about it. So Mia said she didn't want to have sex with Diddy. And she put on this show. Like I told y'all how they good at crying. She looking down. She playing her role. Like she's so intimidated by him. Yeah, okay. Miss, I'm sucking your dick in the closet. Okay. And I was on a hammock. And he just got on top of me. You know, before I tell y'all what was said on Cross, if you had someone that's continuously essaying you and you didn't want it, I wouldn't be somewhere exposed to them for them to keep doing it. Like if you being essay touched, I wouldn't be in a room with him by myself. I would be wearing all types of fucking clothing. I would be looking any kind of way. Like, what the hell? I would be doing all kind of stuff. That's how I know she lying. I don't give a goddamn how soft they sound, how much they cry, or whatever. I know a liar when I see one. Right? And y'all say to me, oh, spitting fire, you too hard on women. Right? Y'all, that's what y'all tell me. Y'all, I'm too hard on women. Yeah, okay, maybe. But what I would say is, Steele got up there. Here we go. And I'm not doing no Armand Wiggins. I'm not finna do no reenactment. I'm gonna wait till he come and let him entertain y'all. That's his lane. But Steele got his ass up there and said, so my client argued you. Yes. He essayed you. Yes. He was abusive to you. Yes. He was running down every fucking thing. Right? She said, oh. He said, okay. So he bought up her social media. This internet shit will fuck you up. Because y'all don't know what you said 10 years ago on the internet. That's why I don't never want to be a part of nothing where they could bring up the damn thing. Because I say something, yeah, my mouth is foul. Shit, I say all kind of shit. I ain't running no office. I ain't running for shit. I ain't getting no goddamn high profile job. No. Cause I done said some shit. I'm retired now. And I'm in my 50s and I'ma say even worse shit. All kind of goddamn shit. But what I will say, so he said to her, so he argued and essayed you and abused you and cussed you and he did all these things to you, made you feel unworthy. You wanted to kill yourself. You wanted to do all this. He pulled up a profile of her, a post she made. After he supposed to her. Do you always write love postings on your Instagram, tagging your employer, saying how much you appreciate and love them? Do you always do that to your rapist? Like, they say the whole jury looked at her. He was slamming all these fucking Instagram posts that she was sitting up here, talking all this shit about Diddy and sending him all this love shit and posts in public. After the time she said he essayed her. He tore her ass to pieces on the stand today. And it was so much so that Tisa Tales, who hate him and a Me Too supporter, had to come out and say so. And anytime she like, this motherfucker, she said it, y'all, we heard her. And that's why I got a newfound respect for this woman. Right? I don't think nothing like her ass. I'm the whole total opposite of her ass. But her ass sat up there was like, this motherfucker too good. I mean, she was like, and she kept saying it, so go check it out, because she told it. She said he slammed her ass with all these posts to Diddy. She said, y'all, because yesterday, with the testimony, one side, what did I tell you last week? The truth comes out in cross. I say it. It's her side, and then it's the truth. Get what I'm saying? It's the truth. Tisa said she was, the prosecutor had a good day. You know how she do? She all for the government. I don't know why. I don't know why black folks is for the government as if they ask. I don't know why. I think that's a brainwashing thing. I think we attracted to authority. That's that Milgram experiment. You know, you're attracted to authority. You believe authority is right. For those of you who believe authority is right, that's your prerogative. I am the 35% of America. I think with the other side of my brain, and it's only 35% of us that do. Most of y'all think with the 65%, and all y'all that think with the 65% of your brain, most of y'all believe in authority. And you would do whatever authority figure tell you, whether it's the government, your boss, or whatever. And that's probably what these so-called witnesses or whatever abusers are, okay? But the 35% of us who think on the left side that takes over most of the part of their brain and use the common sense, like most people who think the way I think are left-handed people. We challenge authority. I am a person that challenges authority. This is probably why I don't sit up there and agree with what the government is doing with this RICO with these men when it comes to the Me Too. But most of y'all believe in authority. I did that. I showed y'all that experiment, the Milgram experiment. Y'all part of the Milgram experiment that was done in the 60s. And it's still going on to this day. But I'm the 35%, and I'm going to challenge authority every chance I get. Most of us that do that, we defiant as hell. Yeah, that was me. Um, she said she said the jury was all supporting her yesterday. She said they were supporting her yesterday. She said they had the whole courtroom silent and quiet yesterday. And then we seen our mom was like, Diddy, he wasn't even fazed by it. He wasn't fazed by it because he knew they was finna tear her ass up. And here come Tisa. I'm laughing like shit. Here come Tisa. She had to come out and she told the truth. Now, I was really surprised with the knot. And I was really surprised with Dennis, what they were reporting. Because I know 4 or 5 other bloggers who were there as well, and they ain't reported the way that them two reported it. They biased. And I told them about being biased, especially Dennis, you know, because I've talked to him like, you got to be better than this. You got to be better than this. You got to tell it like it is. When you got Tisa Tales, who the biased one of everything and everybody, Set came out there. Y'all, she looked so sick on the camera. Like, she was like, the motherfucker's too good. I was like, and I was happy because the reason I wasn't happy because I'm pro Diddy. I know y'all might think different. I was happy because I knew these hoes were lying. Right? We seen Diddy kick Cassie ass. We know he got some anger issues. We see this. We can't deny this. I've known Diddy to be having some anger issues and fight. He don't just fight. He fight women. No, he don't. He fight men too. That nigga got some straight up anger issues. He'll go toe to toe with anybody and anything. Right? He'll go toe to toe with anybody and anything. He don't give a shit. But what I will say, tell the truth. You ain't gotta like them, but tell the truth. Because no matter how much you think you for the government or they for you, they are not. These very same women will do a RICO on your ass tomorrow if necessary. The only difference is you ain't got the money for them to do it for. They like to take powerful public figures down. If they could have did Jay-Z, they would. Jay-Z got a powerful woman bagging him. And they got powerful friends. They surround themselves with the elites. But then that's going to fall as well. They going to come back around and get Jay-Z in a few years. Just watch and see. She had to tell it. I was like, I knew that hurted, Tisa. I knew that shit hurted. I knew it hurted. And I told y'all, and I told you guys, tears do not mean, somebody crying on a stand don't mean they telling the truth. That does not mean that. I don't know why and when y'all go get that through your head. He ripped her to pieces. He said, so you always post these nice things about your rapist? She said the whole jury looked at her like, bitch. Like, that's how they looked at her. Like, you had us fooled. Woo-hoo. I said, Brian Steele, you better be careful because they going to charge your ass with a goddamn Me Too. You keep it up. The government going to find a Me Too on your ass. You know they got them women on standby. You know what I'm saying? You know they got them women on standby now. What they do is they go out, get these jobs, get close to the man they want to take down, and then put B2 claims on them. That's what they do. I'm just saying. Tisa said that goddamn Brian Steele and that Westmoreland too goddamn good. I said, ooh. For her ass to say it, ooh wee. And also, if you want to see some bias-free media coverage, check him out, Fawcett. Check him out and check her out. Girl, is that legal? That's her. She's an attorney. She gives bias-free media. Some of these other ones, they are not bias free, all right? You want bias free. You deserve bias free, right? You deserve it. Regardless of how fucked up Diddy is, he ain't the most fucked up person in our culture. All right? We got some fucked up people that made some bad choices, but they still deserve due process. You deserve due process. No matter how guilty you are, you deserve due process. Okay? If Diddy was a woman, he wouldn't be charged with shit. Okay? He wouldn't be charged with shit. They only going after men, especially the ones that are powerful. They're going after them. And they bring all these women in there, these women prosecutors. Shut that shit down. Because somebody need to bring an all-women firm to take their asses down. That'll stop a lot of that shit too. All right? I'm just saying. Yeah, she do. She want them to come get their asses. You missing the point, Bobby Lee. You missing the point. You missed what we said. You got to go back to the beginning because we too far in the video. But she was, that just broke Tisa's heart. That just broke her heart. But here's the point that I want to say. And this is what I want to say. It's a shame that it break her heart. Think about it. You know, I always think of how y'all think of if things were half empty and half full. Think about it. I will want someone to get caught lying on the stand who probably got immunity to prove this man's innocent. You're not supposed to want him to be guilty. You see how we all messed up in the head as Black America? She want him to go down. That's division. Right? Yes, he can be held accountable for his choices. Yes, he can. But I'm supposed to root for him though. Oh, I hope he ain't do that. I hope he ain't like that. What we do as Black people, we root for him. I'm like, this is some backwards ass shit, but that just lets you know how damaged we are. How out of touch we are, how we don't understand scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? We want to be accepted by other cultures. So we will get rid of, we would help demonize and go against our own. Even if it's injustice. This RICO charge is injustice to me. It's injustice. Like if they wanted to try him with if there was something that they could try him with domestic violence on a federal level, then maybe they got him. But RICO, that's injustice. That's totally injustice. No. That's like charging somebody, you know what I'm saying, with unaliving someone and all they guilty of is a fucking speeding ticket. Like, what? How you get a criminal case off a civil infraction? Like, how you get a RICO off a domestic violence case? Like, it's just out of touch. It's out of touch. And it's injustice now. And not only that, and I'm not making excuses for Diddy, because he shouldn't put his hands on nobody. If you got to put your hands on a woman, you shouldn't be with her. If you got to put your hands on anybody, you shouldn't be around them. If you got to put your hands on your assistants, you shouldn't be hiring them. But at the same time, you motherfuckers shouldn't even be working there if he's doing it. Like, what the hell? Just to be around a who's who and then claim victimhood. No, that's a bad choice. That's a bad choice. You got to be held accountable for that. That's why I said, and people saying Cassie wasn't no saint, I believe it. I believe it. She don't have to be a saint though. Just like I said, Diddy don't have to be perfect. Cassie don't have to be perfect either. That's a blade that cut both ways. But the only difference is Cassie can get the chance to say, me too. And it all falls on Diddy. That's the injustice in this. She can get to make fucked up decisions. She can get to scream, he abused me and all this and that. And she doesn't have to be accountable She's a grown woman who dated this grown man and don't have to be accountable for the grown choice she made. And then we want to say he kidnapped, he did this and he did that, but they can leave when he's with another woman. And they get on this stand and they say these things, and I'm thinking to myself, there's a lot of people who think the way that these women think, and it's dangerous. Do you know, like in the R. Kelly case, the girl said R. Kelly raped her 7 times in a nightclub. That shit is insane. But people believe that dumb shit. They believe it. And it's just so, we got to go back to common sense and making that a thing again. We got to stop with all this emotion. Emotion fucked us up. Emotion is what made us, drag Jesus up Calvary. Emotion is way out of control. Too many of us don't have no control over our emotions. We see a man up here who don't have no control over his emotions. Diddy don't have no control over his emotions. That's why he put his hands on Cassie and others. But they don't have no control. But they don't have no control over their emotions, which is greed. Because they was willing to accept it as long as they was getting money and down with them. Sounds like to me Diddy was providing the weed, the drugs, the freak-offs. They were making money. There was all of everything. And now we can get to sit up there, and if we got mad, and we can get to sit up there and point the finger at him. All these accomplices and all these people who agreed that they got dealt in drugs, Cassie admitted to trafficking prostitutes. They all said she orchestrated, but yet, it was Diddy. He made me do it. He made you do something. So when we allow people to say another grown person made them do something, and you're not a kid, we want to say now grown folks grooming grown folks. So now we in a cult. We in a cult now. Now it's a cult. All right. Grown folks don't have to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I can go and do some shit. I could say a man did it. He made me do it. He trafficked me. You trafficked? Yeah, I was trafficked. That's how a lot of women go get out of prison. They go claim to be trafficked. And with this traffic thing that they overly exaggerating to sit up there and attach that to women's rights and Me Too movement, that's how women go get their sentencing overturned. And they go put more and more men in there. You understand? Trump said most likely he probably will pardon Diddy if he get convicted. Then why the fuck are we going through all this? But I'm hoping he'll pardon R. Kelly. Me Too has no business in the courtroom. It's bias. It's violating every man's constitutional right. He has a right to confront his accusers. And if all we go do is go by the belief system, how is a man supposed to sit up there and fight a case on a Me Too movement when it's 10, 20, and 30 years later? How does he know to even have these things? It's injustice. It ain't got nothing to do with innocent or guilty. It's injustice. And when the law is not just, even a guilty man is innocent. That's just how it works. We should never, ever be siding with the government over Diddy. This is how you know people don't understand what they're doing. When Tisa said, "Oh, dang, they good," she making a side like it's a team. This is this man's freedom. You're supposed to be happy. And back in the day when it was OJ, we knew to be happy for the defense. It's the government versus the defense. And we were with the defense. Because we knew what the government would do to us, what they have done to us. But now, y'all help bring them down. And you do that in the name of defending victims. Victims who stayed and got essayed over and 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 over again. Allegedly. Who claimed to be essayed and AR'd. When in fact, there was a willing participant and it was a thing that they were doing. I see right through that shit. Oh, on the 1st, he AR'd me. On the 15th, I had sex with him again. It was consensual. Oh. Well, from what I was told, when people get AR'd, you never recover from that. Well, obviously, these goddamn new victims of this day and age do. Because they decide what day is R and what day is consensual. You got people saying that shit in the chat. I'm telling you, the government is not y'all friend. Black folk, especially black folk. They're not your friend. I don't understand why y'all side with the motherfuckers. Y'all really think until it's somebody you love. Y'all working for the government. You bloggers. This ain't got nothing to do with Diddy with me. I see the injustice in this shit. This ain't got nothing to do with Diddy. Ain't got nothing to do with Diddy. Yeah. Celebrities, the blog site, talking about some Diddy versus R. Kelly similarities and all this and that. And nobody went back and read the transcript. And when black people do something, we would read the transcript of a white person before we read the transcript of another black person. Look at Candace Owens and Harvey Weinstein. We are at a point where we want white people to accept us so bad. It doesn't hurt for any person to read the transcript. This is exactly why I told you guys to subscribe to Rumble. Subscribe to Rumble because this is what they said on the stand. That'll eliminate all the rumors in the R. Kelly case. That'll eliminate that. Black people want validation from white people. Even Donat even said he code switch. He get around white people, he talk different. Until they make him mad. Then he want to come back to the black side. Like he cut up with my man, Secret Service Sam. This is sad. This is sad for black America. And I hope Trump pardoned Diddy and R. Kelly. I really do. And I don't believe none of these victims. I'm sorry. I hold them accountable. I don't believe none of them. I believe he whooped Cassie ass, but I don't believe we should give a damn. The reason why we shouldn't give a damn, because out of her own mouth, she didn't give a damn. She said she dumped him because he wasn't putting her number one. She ain't never once said she dumped him because he was kicking her ass. So if she ain't mad about the ass kickings, I don't know why the rest of the fucking world is mad about the ass kickings. I really don't. I don't even understand it. I'm not going to be mad for you when you ain't say it. See, you got so many people, they make excuses for Cassie because they just like Diddy so much that they rearrange everything she said to fit the narrative that they want to believe. Just like when Donat said, well, we seen with Aaliyah, what he did to Aaliyah. Aaliyah ain't never, ever said or spoke ill of R. Kelly. I broke that down a whole lot of times. She never spoke ill of him. But because of the rumors and what they believe, they young, they don't understand, they impressionable. You know, the Bible say that the young people will be very smart, but they will be weak. I'm seeing it. They are very smart. They are some smart and intelligent people. They are smart as a whip. You can learn a lot from young folk, but they weak as far as common sense. They have none. Have none. They mind is very impressionable. You can just tell them anything, they'll believe it. They work on emotion. They have none. And it's our fault. But the Bible speaks on that though. And I'm not finna turn into Reverend Ike, but I'm just want to remind people of that. All right? I want to remind people of that. It's one of those crazy moments. I think it's interesting. Okay? You know, I don't understand. Cassie left Diddy 6 years ago, come back and get his money 5 years later. You had to been watching him. You had to been watching Carisha, please. You had to been jealous. You had to have been. Again, make sure y'all check out my videos on how everybody say, I seen the pictures. Yeah, sure enough. She sure posed for those pictures. She sure did. She posed. I seen the gash on her eye. Yup, I seen it too. The only difference is the way they looking at the pictures, they looking at the abuse. I'm looking at how she posing for it. She's very clever. This was really calculated. And I see it. I'm like, damn, is she lifting up her pictures? Yeah, look, get this picture right here. You see the bruises on my back? What you got? Make sure you get it. I said, when she stop being a victim to being calculated when he hit her? And not once she said anything about leaving him because he beat her ass. Not once. She was jealous of Kim Porter. And people said, well, see, she admitted it. She couldn't lie about it. There's too many people that know that. It came out in the mainstream media. She couldn't lie about that. But when she lost me, when she didn't even say that she left him because he kicked her ass. Even Tina Turner ran out the hotel after that damn one last fight that she was tired of. She looked in the mirror and said, fuck this shit, and ran. This bitch tell you she ain't goddamn, she dumped him because she was number one. You want to be number one to a nigga kicking your ass. That's for y'all to think about. In the meantime, between time, I'm out of here. But remember that. She want to be number one to a nigga kicking her motherfucking ass. And y'all sitting up here talking about some Cassie's a victim. I believe Cassie. Did y'all hear me? Jealous of Young Miami, jealous of everything else, jealous of Kim Porter, and told you on a stand on why she left because he told the world that Kim Porter was the love of his life. All these ass whoopings she got, she ain't never mentioned it. And y'all making excuses for her. Thank you for tuning in to the channel of Spitting Fire. I am the Dragon. I'm out on that note. Think about it. Fire out.
He say, she say, we say, I say, hearing out them points of views when I see it my way. Yes it goes, yes it knows, maybe so's, probably not. Shoulds and coulds, do's and don'ts, your woos and won'ts is how you rock. Politicians and religions, on your house or are you renting? Is you married? Is you single? Meta interest when you mingle, turn out to be someone you into. So how long before the bed get wrinkled? Bring the children when they tripping. Is it time out or do you whip them? Opinions and decisions, hunches, intuitions, may or may not get it, cause people's experience different. Check the prejudice at the door. Speak the time you give the flow, tell the truth if it's sweet or sour, cause the hour we spitting that fire.